yeah, that stick with me that we had where it's already 3 parts to it. Yeah, there was still like another hour worth of footage, but it was so random that, I mean, it was even like, didn't make sense by her standards. So she decided to start with some new material, and she actually hit a huge sale at Michael's and got some great stuff. So this one we're going to show the haul that she got at Michael's and what she was able to find, and then she's decided to start another painting because she's getting tired of the square. And so anyway, she's decided which one of those, the ones that she got stored away, that she's gonna work on next. So check it out and see what's coming. Yeah, I'll be here.
Good morning, world. So I have a million things I want to record today. As I mentioned, my day off changed. I used to be off work on Thursdays and Sundays, so I never had 2 days in a row. I was never recharging my batteries and having time to do, you know, really spend a lot of time on something that I wanted to do. So today is Monday, and I think my husband is busy with his own work all day, so I have the day to, you know, to myself, to get my laundry done and all that stuff. But I want to show you my haul. So one of the comments I had on Friday, I checked when I was leaving work, was asking me where I found my storage containers. And so I Googled it to find the link to the Michael's website so I could paste it in there, and lo and behold, they were on sale. I think it was $8 and maybe 97 cents they showed online at Michael's. So I clicked on store locator because I don't have patience to wait, and I found them in store, $8. $8. They only had 2 in my local store here, so I grabbed the last 2. And, you know, I was thinking about buying more because I just love them. And I know it's really too expensive to use as a storage for all 447, not 477, 447 colors. Times 2 for round and square, but because I love them so much, and $8. Each one of these little bins, individually, regularly priced $2.99. Okay, yeah, they're on sale too, but you get 8 of those, and if they're regularly $3 a piece, that's $24. Plus, you know, there's a value to the binder, obviously. And I got the whole thing for $8. So I bought 2 of these. So I now have 4, and I'm so excited. Because from my my recent haul of paintings, I have 5 paintings in the closet waiting. And so now I can organize them and have multiple paintings ready to go. And that's really exciting because I think I'm ready to start a second one, because getting a little burned out on just the idea of how long it's going to take me to finish that square drill. And, you know, I need some fresh material every so often. I'll probably still do that one as like my primary, but I don't want to just, you know, have the same painting over and over again for my videos. So found some other stuff. So they were having this sale at Michael's, like 70% off so many things. Now, if you saw my other video where my backstock, my storage for leftover drills, I had this box. Now, I'm still leaving it on end because I don't want to flip it over. But in here, these are from the dollar store, 10 for $1. I believe the little containers, and I have them numbered. But this was just enough for the leftovers for 2 paintings to fit in here. So again, that's not going to be, you know, permanent solution because this is, you know, 70 colors is all this would hold. So you would need 140 to, you know, like 4 of these to fit all 447 colors for one, oops, sorry, for square, and then 4 more for round. So that's 8 of these boxes. So anyway, it goes well with the decor in here, pretty colors. But the box itself was kind of small, so I just, because everything was so cheap at Michael's, I got this. Okay, so this, I'm looking at my receipt. That can't be right. No, let's see here. $9.99. It was regularly $20, so it was half price. Same deal. It's got the Velcro, okay. And then they had this, which has 25-piece set, so there's 24, and these are like the Tic Tac boxes in here. And this was, in my mind, my original thought of how I wanted to do this, because the Tic Tac shaped boxes, I can stack them in any direction I wanted to. Whether I wanted the short end facing out for the DMC number or the wide end or however I want to do it. But ideally, in my mind, this is what I wanted. The other boxes, I mean, these, they're not bad. Oops. But they're in my mind, too large because I shouldn't have that many leftovers. This would be more like a work in progress that... they just seem really large to me, and they're not perfectly rectangular, so they're not going to stack, you know, in any direction I want. I can go whether I want them narrow side or wide side facing out, but I feel like they're a little large. So luckily that wasn't too big of an investment. I think I don't know, maybe $5 or $6 I've spent on that so far. But yeah, the little Tic Tac boxes, I was thinking that was a better idea, and I am not going to just start, you know, eating Tic Tacs, but I figured I'd give it a try. If anything, for the 5 paintings, I could at least get something set up for transportation, you know, back and forth if I want to take my painting with me somewhere. And with it having 24 containers, I just have to make sure that whatever painting I pick out has 24 or fewer colors so that I can fit everything in here. And then, of course, you know, there's going to be some that these boxes are too small, so I would just have to, you know, keep the rest in back stock or something. So I found that. I thought that was cool. And they only had one, so that was kind of disappointing. But that one, this cost me, let's see here, I believe $2, right? $2. Okay. Then I found this. Same concept, but the boxes are a little different. And it also has, I guess you can see better from this side, it has the little Tic Tac kind of size, but then it also had some medium and some large. And this one contains 20 cases with hinged lids and snap lock closures, so 20 colors. But that one, $4 on sale. So yeah, $4, $2, $10 for the box. All right. Now, I've made mention before that I'm an organized hoarder, and I really don't think I'm a hoarder. My husband jokes I'm a hoarder, the man who has 100 fishing rods. But I swear I'm not a hoarder, but if I'm going to be one, I'm going to be an organized one. more likely to have been a hoarder before we sold everything we owned and moved to Florida. But I'm starting over here. So, you know, it's a fresh start on the hoard. Let's do it organized. So here's my question. Okay. Styrofoam sheets. You know, I bet you like 999 out of 1,000 people just throw this away, but I'm thinking there could be a use for this. I want to keep it. I did the same thing with this table. It came with a giant styrofoam sheet covering it in the box, and I kept the styrofoam sheet because where else are you going to find a, you know, 3 foot by whatever this is, 5 foot styrofoam sheet? So I've got all this crap tucked in my closet in case I ever need a giant piece of styrofoam 1 inch thick. I mean, but that's like a gold mine if you wanted that to try and, I don't know, find somewhere to go buy one. But yeah, I mean, I'm thinking, you know, there's so many, you cover this in fabric and, you know, you could use it for, you know, like a pegboard. I don't know. There's so many things. I could use it just to fill in the back of a picture frame if something was too loose in there. I don't know. I know I have issues. Clearly, I mean, have you seen the channel name? But anyway, I've got, yeah, this $10 box came with 4 free styrofoam sheets, and I'm really excited about that. So, sorry, I'm a little more hyper than typical today because hubby is like preoccupied right now, and there's no distractions up here. It's Monday. You know, our oldest is off at school. I think he's at school. I'm not sure. The other one has to work today, so he's about to leave, and it's like going to be my quiet time. So, yay. Okay. So anyway, I just want to, okay, I'm just going to embrace the tangents. I have to just embrace the tangents. I would highly suggest to anybody to videotape yourself for, you know, half an hour a day or so for a week, and then go back and listen to them and edit them. Not to keep them or anything, but you will find out your mannerisms and things that you might not realize you do. So anyway, that's mine apparently. So anyway, I say that all the time, and it drives me crazy because when I'm editing, I will go to splice 2 separate segments together, and one of them ended with so anyway, and one of them began with so anyway, and I'm trying to put them together so I'm not, so anyway, so I don't know. That's another one. And the way that I talk, as far as the pauses in my sentences, they are so inconvenient for editing. I'll be starting a thought, and I'll begin like the first word or 2 of the next thought, and then there's a pause, and then I'll continue with that thought. So when I'm trying to edit and I want to maybe cut out that big dead time in between or eliminate the part in between, it's so hard to splice in my sentences because I just run one into the next and stop and then continue. And it's, so if you want a good laugh at yourself, you know, if you can't laugh at yourself, don't do this. But if you can laugh at yourself, record yourself, and then just for kicks, edit it into your own little personal movie or something, and you'll see. I also realized, because I do cut my face out of the shot a lot, I'll have to crop things or whatever to remove my image. And I've discovered that I have I don't know if you call it a facial tic, but definitely a mannerism that I don't think I used to have, but I clearly have it now. My husband's mentioned it to me, and I didn't realize I was doing it, but he said something probably a year ago that I picked up this new twitch, I guess you'd call it. And my dad had it. I remember him having it, and it was whenever he was working hard on something, typically strenuous. Like if he was, you know, torquing down with a screwdriver and just really getting in there, he'll grind his lips together. Like, you know, I'm not going to show you, but, you know, you can imagine if you're grimacing, kind of. But I do that just sitting. And so I think it has to do with my thought process. If I'm thinking hard about something, I'm grimacing with, you know, clenching my lips over and over again, like I'm tightening down that screw. But so, okay, this is my fault. All right. And I'm such an idiot. So I have a convertible, and I also bought two poster frames and a canvas, 25 by 36 canvas, artist canvas, and a 25 by 36 poster frame. And in my car is a 2-seater convertible. So, you know, it's a hardtop convertible, so there is no trunk room in my car. So there's no way I'm getting those poster frames in the car. And there is, so I have to have the top down because I'm at Michael's and I've got these 2 giant frames, and I've had this before where I have to drive down the interstate with these 2 poster frames like cocked diagonally in the passenger seat of the car. And then I got to put my arm over it to hold them down from the wind, creating, the, you know, deadly missiles for the guy behind me. But I get home, and I've got the top down, and I unload the car. It takes me several trips. And then this is the last item, and then I want to put the top up. Well, I set the box, and it had all those other boxes inside of it. So there's some weight to it. And I set it on the trunk of the car. Took it out of the trunk, closed the trunk, set it on the trunk. And then I went into the car and hit the button to put the top up. Well, of course, the first step of my car putting its hard top up, because it's stored in the trunk, is for the whole back half of my car to do this, and then the trunk, or the hood, the roof. I'll get it. I'm going to get it. Trunk, roof, however you say it, depending on where you are. And then trunk goes back down. Well, this was sitting on the trunk, so it immediately and lands on the frickin' road, and I split it. Damn it! But I'm thinking some good patchwork, and the fact that it's the back of the box, I'm okay. And if I did decide that I wanted to angle this one as I did the other, where I set it up on its side, if I did want to do it this way, obviously the picture ends up upside down. That's not good. Let's just say that it was a different pattern. You know, it would have been on the back. I wouldn't see it, but here's my bigger box. Now, this box is too big to fit in my cubbies. I didn't really think that one through at the store, but I could put it on the closet shelf. Or there are, well, here, let me unplug you and take you. So the box is too big to fit over here, all right? But it does fit down there, but it doesn't fit on its side like that. It only fits the way it's intended to sit. But for that spot, it only fits that way, and it sticks out a little too far. And that then also causes me, because my paper cutter is over here, it causes me to have to turn that so that the handle's sticking out, and I'm gonna run into that stuff. Oh, yeah, so this is a disaster waiting to happen. Yeah, so I'm thinking it's gonna have to go in the closet, but I wanted a bigger box, hoping that I would find some sort of containers for the diamonds that I could fit at least 447 colors in this one box. So I'd have one box for square and a different one for round, but that was my find, $10 on that. They also had 70% off the poster frames. Yay! So I picked up I'm not going to pull it out, you don't need to see it. I got just a regular black frame, 24 by 36 poster frame, and then I got an 18 by 24 with a white frame, thinking it was going to, sorry, Jasmine wants to come in and visit. I got a 24 by 18 by 24 white frame, thinking that it was going to fit the diamond dots. Where did I put that? I didn't have the dimensions of the diamond dots with me. Sorry for the glare, but I got this 18 by 24 because I just went to the area in the store where they had the diamond dots on the shelf and looked at the box for the dimensions, but unfortunately the dimensions on the box were not the design dimensions. It was the fabric dimensions. And I knew that there was a border around the edge. So I was hoping that that was going to work, but it's too big. That frame was... Okay, I, like a lot of you guys, I have been having issues with memory, running out of memory on my phone and the video just stopping. So I just cleared out a whole bunch of stuff. I freed up 19 gigs of space. So where I left off before it so rudely interrupted me, the diamond dots on the box, it gave the dimensions on the outside of the box of, I believe it was the 49 by 60 is what it said on the container, but I didn't want to open one out there in the store. The actual design size itself, 40 by 50 centimeters or 16 by 20. So the 19 by 23, that's what I was going with when I picked out this frame, because I knew there was the white border around the edge, but when I held it up, it's too off. It's 14 by 16, no, sorry, 16 by 20 and 18 by 24. So I end up with 2 inches on one side, you know, 1 inch and 1 inch, 16, 18, that's 2 leftover inches. So an inch extra space, and then with the 24 I've got 2 inches, so it's not square in there. So I'm gonna try again, see if I can find a frame that's closer to 16 by 20 or at least the same proportions, so that my mat would end up correct. And if I had to mat, I prefer not to. I don't want to fart with that. But as far as storing them, I used to have an artist portfolio, but just for now, because I kept laying the thing on stuff in the shelf, and I was afraid that, you know, with it laying over the edge, stuff was gonna fall off. So I just binder clips to the rod in my closet for now until I get that thing framed. And then this one, I'm still working on the procrastination with getting a nail out of the garage and the hammer and putting that up in my craft room here, because I'm pretty sure that as soon as I start pounding on a wall, my husband's going to come running and go, "What are you doing?" So I am completely capable of swinging a hammer. I really admired my dad and how handy he was around the house fixing things and building things. So I self-taught. I bought some fixer-upper houses and, you know, bought what I could afford, and they needed a lot of work. So I did a couple of times gut a room down to studs and rewire. I learned how to wire, I know it's a mess, sorry. Rewire the kitchen and bathroom. It had that knob and tube electrical, and I was remodeling the kitchen. It was like that 1940s with the big 5-foot long ceramic sinks that are so awesome, but this one was not awesome. So, see, tangent. Okay, I'm going to stop drawing attention to the tangents because hopefully by now you guys have realized that that's just who I am. And I need to stop apologizing for it. Just be myself, right? Just be yourself. Okay. Okay, I'm going to pause this because I'm one-handedly trying to straighten up because I want everything straight and tidy before I start. And it's bugging me. So I'll be back, and for you it'll be a flash. Okay, so this is the box that the diamond dots came in, and so you can see when I was at the store reading the dimensions. Printed fabric piece, fabric size. It gives the fabric size, but not the design size. So when they're giving you that dimension, they're not telling you the actual dimension when you want to eliminate the border. It's the whole fabric size. So just for those of you who like to purchase absolutely everything that you're going to need to do a project start to finish, keep that in mind, that your frame might not be right if you don't have the exact dimensions of your design size. So I'm not one of those though. The framing part, that's like a footnote in my biography, because 95% sometimes that just includes, you know, the framing. But okay, so I've got to find my cottage, the sparkly rhinestone one, because I like keeping them in the boxes. I didn't have enough boxes, so here's one, but I need to find that one because that's the one I think I want to do. These are my 5 new paintings, and I'm thinking it might be in here, so let me check. All right, I found it. So this is the one that I think I'm going to do as my secondary. Where is it? Okay, sorry. The cottage. I've gotten several comments about this one. So this is the one I'm going to do as my second whip. And this one is partial round. Shiny rhinestones, the sparkly ones. So that's kind of exciting. I'm really looking forward to this. And the fact that I can relax a little more doing round. I'm not as picky as I am with the square. So I'm going to get this one set up. So I guess what we're doing today is we're going to make a setup video for this one. So I'm going to take a little pause and kind of get myself prepared as far as, you know, laundry's all switched and I'm ready to sit for a little while and get this thing going.
So that's exciting. The rhinestone cottage. Yeah, that's going to be cool. I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes too. Yeah, she gets her facts wrong a lot for somebody, you know, who says she's a know-it-all. But it's good to see her in a chipper mood. That's kind of unusual for the dark and tainted soul that she really is. Yeah, she's enjoying it. Yeah. So I'm gonna hang out here though, because, you know, why wouldn't I? See you next time.